Hey guys, the David937 here, bringing you another video. And today, I'm going to be going over the best Nerf guns to use. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I went over the best Nerf attachments to use. And I didn't post last week since it was 2. I may be on break, and I like making videos, but I like to be on break of making videos. Because that makes sense. Anyway, I have an assortment of Nerf guns down here, which you can't see, because the camera can't see them. But yeah. So I've chosen the best Nerf guns of each category, like Elite, Mega, Modulus, Zombie Strike, and Rival. There are a few I haven't chosen, like Alien Menace, since there's only 2 Alien Menace, Accu Strike, because there's only 2 Accu Strike, some of the older ones, since I don't have very many of the older ones, or many of, yeah. I may not have every Nerf gun, of course, I don't have every Nerf gun, but I do have enough to make an informed decision, and I know about every Nerf gun, so I can make a decision. But anyway, let's get started. So, I'm basically choosing these on kind of ranges, performance, power, attachment abilities, usability. So first of all, we have for Mega, we have the Roto Fury. Now, first of all, none of the Mega guns actually have attachments, so that category's out. But I really like the Roto Fury. For one, it has 10 rounds. The Mastodon may have 24, but it's way too bulky. But yeah, so the Roto Fury has 10 rounds. Very easy to load. It has this nice trigger down here, and it's really big. Has this nice prime, nice sound. It has good power and ranges, most definitely. It has this really long tactical rail. It's just a really good gun, and that's why I've chosen it as my favorite Mega. The only downside to it is, as I said, there are no attachments, which means no stock. If there was a stock, that would be the most impressive thing ever. Mega should really make stocks, but honestly, I'll make my own stock attachment. But moving on, we will be going to Modulus. Now the Modulus, every Modulus gun has attachment points, so that category is kind of out too. But I chose the Tri-Strike, since the rest of them, they're all pretty similar, but they all have their differences. So, one of the reasons I chose this is it has good ranges and power. The Modulus has good... Well, the Modulus is decent, but it's not the best. The camera gun is basically a Modulus, or if it's... I can't remember if it's spring powered or not. I don't think it is, but it could be. But yeah, a lot of the Modulus guns are pretty bad. This one is not a disappointment. Now, I don't have the actual stuff on it. Oh, that's another thing. It comes with 2 great attachments. It comes with a rocket launcher and a Mega Dart launcher, which is really cool. But just the look of the gun and the compatibility, the ranges and the power, it's just really good. The only downside to this is the extra far magazine release here, because, I mean, my fingers can reach it, but it's a little awkward even for my fingers. But yeah, that is my favorite Modulus. Next up, we will go to Zombie Strike. Now, my favorite Zombie Strike is... I kind of cheated a bit, but my favorite Zombie Strike is the Longshot. Oh, and that reminds me of cheating. I don't have any End Strike, because the End Strike are really elites, and I only have 2 End Strike guns. So I kind of just left that out. But anyway, the Longshot is my favorite Zombie Strike, because really it has the nice stock, it has the attachment, it has this awesome bolt. It's just a really cool gun. And also, another reason I really liked it is because it's modability. You can fit a ton of LEDs in here, motorize it, and my favorite thing you can do with it, something I did personally, and I think I was the first one on YouTube to do, I actually cut the handle off and I epoxied a rocket launcher onto it, which was really cool in my opinion. I did that when I was like 10 maybe, and I was just so happy that, I mean, it looked a little sloppy. I was just so happy that I made that, and I was so happy that it was like the first one on YouTube. I don't think there's any more on YouTube. I might be wrong, but I think when I looked, it was the only one. There was another person who did like an attachment, but they didn't actually put it on the Longshot. So I think I was the first one to do the Longshot. But for those reasons, that's why the Longshot, the Zombie Strike Longshot, Zombie Strike, not the Elite one or the End Strike one, the Zombie Strike Longshot. That's why it's my favorite, Zombie Strike. And the nice trigger. The triggers aren't really a problem for most guns. Sometimes they are. Next up, we have the Artemis. This is by far my favorite rival. Now, at my friend's house, I used the Chaos, and it's pretty crappy. The ranges are bad, and it blows through a magazine. It's heavy, and I heard a lot of them are defects too, so it's not the greatest thing to use. It's decent, but it's not that great. But you can always rely on spring power to get the job done. Unless you bring them into water, then kind of screwed. Anyway, it may not have any attachments, but for one, it looks really cool. It does have sling point attachments, which are pretty useless to me. I've never used a sling point attachment in my life. I might add a stock to it, because that's nice. But my favorite thing is the mag release, or not mag release, the loading, and the number of rounds it can hold. It can hold 30 rounds, which is really cool. It also has this little Picatinny rail, and that's all you need. You need one rail. You don't need 50 rails. Maybe you need like 2 rails, but you don't need 50 rails. But yeah. And the power is especially good in the Artemis, and the ranges are pretty good, and the accuracy is really good too. That's something I've noticed with Mega. The accuracy's eh. Speaking of the Centurion, I really love the Centurion, but the accuracy is terrible. But yeah. Now finally, this is the reason I did it last. I actually chose 2 elites. Because there really are 2. No, there's like 50 good elites, but these are the 2 I was able to narrow it down to. Let's start with the Strife, since it's smaller and I'm tired of holding the Rapid Strike. The Strife has a great mod ability, first of all. You can pretty much do anything you want to it. Excuse me, my mouth is itchy. Bet you never heard that before. Anyway, this is actually my modified Strife. So, yeah, you can modify them. Bagwell on this, you can do motor mods. You can really do anything you want to this. But also, it has a great
amount of compatibility with attachments. It's really light, too. I have no problem doing this. I mean, sure, I can do that with the Roto Fury, but it's just a really nice blaster. The only thing I hate about it is the jams. It jams a decent amount. Can't really rely. It also has, what's it called? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. It jams, and the power is meh. Power's not that great, and it's semi-auto, so it's eh. But my by far elite, and maybe by far gun, you all know this, I've talked about it in my stream, I've talked about it in many videos, and you just saw the stock. The Rapid Strike, that's right. The Rapid Strike is my favorite blaster in elite, maybe in all. I'll tell you at the end, because I haven't decided yet. But this thing's great. It has really good modability. The stock is nice. It has a barrel attachment, a sight. The iron sights are pretty nice on this. Attachments everywhere. A nice jam door. A lot of power. It barely ever jams.
it's just really good. You can pretty much do anything to it. You can minimize it, which is always great. You can make it into an Uzi, which I did. Well, not really. It's an Uzi, which I did over there. You can just pretty much do anything you want with this. It's just really great. And you can actually collapse the stock too. Just really great. I said great a lot in this video, so let's say something else than great. Cool. So now, I really have to choose my favorite. I've given you my favorites in each series. Now I have to pick a favorite. And all of the favorites I picked are really my favorite gun. I would use any of them in a Nerf war. Now the Roto Fury I would use in a regular Nerf war just for fun, because, you know, it's kind of weak. But the Artemis, kind of the same. It's not weak, but it's kind of not very moddable. The Longshot I might use in a Nerf war, like HVZ or something, but definitely not anything competitive. It really is a very ugly lag. I was like, anyway, it really comes down to the strike, the rapid strike, and the
Tri-Strike. The Tri-Strike is nice because it's semi-auto and it's spring, but it doesn't really have enough modability. Springers don't really have the most modability. It's kind of flywheels in Nerf wars. So, I mean, I really like the Tri-Strike, but I wouldn't really bring it to a Nerf war.
So it really just comes down to the Strife and the Rapid Strike now. So the Strife has a ton of modability and it looks kind of cool. While the Rapid Strike is pretty much the same, I really can't decide. I've always loved the Rapid Strike. I've always kind of hated the Strife. The Strife is decent, but I've always liked the Rapid Strike more. So I think for my favorite, I'd have to say the Rapid Strike. It's really close between all of these, all 6 of them. But I think the Rapid Strike's my favorite. So I hope you guys learned something from this. This was more of a personal thing, but you might have learned what to get. If you're going to get anything, I would suggest the Rapid Strike. The Rapid Strike is completely moddable. It looks amazing. I say it's completely moddable, but I've only modded 2. The 2 I have. Because they cost $50, and they're really not easy to come by. The Strife is a bit easier to modify, but it's just meh. So again, the Rapid Strike's my favorite. The Strife is a close second. And then the Tri-Strike right here, this is the one I'm holding up. Tri-Strike comes in at 3rd. And the reason I'm giving the Tri-Strike a lot of love is because I'm actually doing a mod with it soon. I'm trying to 3D print a pusher for it. That gives you, there's more lag. Yeah, so I'm trying to print a pusher for it. I'm going to take out the sprinter and everything. I'm going to make it fly.
Wheel, and it's going to look really cool. And I'm making something from COD, so you tell me if you recognize it. Anyway, that's all I'll show you. You can see the rest as soon as I get my gearbox printed and as soon as I paint it.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you can kind of decide what you want to buy. This wasn't really a buyer's guide. If you guys want a buyer's guide, I will do a buyer's guide. This was kind of my personal preference, and buy what you want. But I sure enjoy making these videos, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them. More are on the way every Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And I think that's all. I'll see you guys later.